Hi everyone, and welcome to the Interlingo Freight Management Systems tutorial on capturing a Waybill. Now, when you're capturing Waybill in front of you, you should have the pre-printed Waybill that has been filled in by the client. On top of that Waybill, you should also have the Waybill number. Now, that Waybill number is what you will be in document number. Now, let's just quickly make one up. Let's say J. Okay. Now, once you filled that in, you can move on to document date. Now, this document date is the date that the client filled in the Waybill. So if he filled in the Waybill yesterday on Tuesday, then that is the date that you should select document date. Usually that date will autofill to the current date. So if you're capturing this live, or if the client filled this in today, then you can just ignore that and you can continue. The next thing you'll see here is organizational unit. Now that is usually where you will be logged in, and it is usually the origin from where the Waybill originated. But like said, this will automatically fill in based on where you've logged in from, and usually it's something you can just ignore. Next, we'll talk later about direct delivery. That doesn't apply in most situations. Also, import VAT, I'll talk about a bit later. Let's move on to account. Now, the account here is if a client has an account with us, we want to know about it. Usually, when a client creates an account, the accounting department will go through a credit check, and they usually have a process through which they verify that that another company can have an account with us. So it's important for us to know accounts with. Now, this account field is special in the sense that if you start entering a client's name or entering a client's account number, it will give you a drop-down list of all the accounts matching the information that you've entered, meaning you can instantly see all the people that have an account with us. So if you're sitting with that Waybill, the pre-printed Waybill in front of you, you can instantly see, does this person have an account with us or not? Can we transport this person's or this company's cargo on account, or should we insist that he pay now or pay cash on delivery? So let's go ahead and select this account, and you'll see it will automatically fill in the account number here on the right, and it will automatically fill in the invoice to field. Now, how to get this information into the system is something I will cover in another video when we work on account creation. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and go watch that video. Now, next, I want to talk about a situation where the person or company does not have an account with us. In such a situation, we will not be entering an account, obviously. We'll only be entering the invoice to field. So let's say John wants to send cargo with us. We will enter and details in there so that the accounting department will later on know exactly who to invoice. So just to continue, let's put in example client again. Now, the order number and the client reference number are two special fields that we use to simplify finding a Waybill afterwards. These can be used for various circumstances. But let's say, for example, some guy orders a phone from Samsung. Samsung asks us to deliver the phone to him. So Samsung has the Waybill number. Samsung knows what the Waybill number is. But Samsung's client, the guy who's bought the phone, does not know what the Waybill number is. He only knows what his order number is from Samsung. If Samsung gives us that order number, we can enter that here. So let's say order 5874. Now later on, when the guy who ordered the phone wants to find out where his phone is, he can contact us directly and refer his order number that he got from Samsung as a reference number, and we will then be able to search that on the database or search that in the IFMS system to find his Waybill and to quickly and easily tell him where his cargo is. Now, next on, client reference number is exactly the same thing, but it can be used for anything specifically want to be able to refer to. Next, you'll see here on the left and the right-hand side, there are consignor collection and delivery details. Now, on the left, you can either, on the drop-down menu, select, you'll see there's nothing here currently. We'll quickly enter something there. You can enter the collection details. So let's go and say James House and address, so 55 John Street. Okay, you'll see that the system automatically detected that I'm talking about somewhere inside Windhoek here. It has me the address that it's detected in there. On the right-hand side, I can do the same and say that the cargo needs to be delivered at Greg's house at and you'll see that the system has also detected that I'm talking about Swakopmund here, and it has removed that red block, telling me that it understands what I'm trying to tell it, and it will be able to calculate the route and the costing and Swakopmund. Now, if you're thinking that this is a lot of work that you have to re-enter constantly over and over and over again, we've thought of a solution for that. So what you can do here is, if you know that on this account you're going to be entering the same address over and over and over again, you can add an address to that drop-down list I mentioned earlier. So let's add James's house here that we know he's going to be sending a lot of stuff from. 55 feet. Sorry, back to where I was busy with. John James house. House 55. Okay, now we've added this address to that drop-down list. And now next time when I want to enter that same address, I don't have to retype it. I can simply select it from the drop-down list. Now, let's say, for example, I've accidentally entered the wrong information there. I can simply select that from the drop-down list, say edit, and then I will be able to change that time the information will be correct. Okay, great. Now, next you'll see there's an include local collection and an include local delivery tick box here. Now, what that is if we are collecting the cargo from the collection point, we want to know that because we want to maybe charge additionally for that. And to tell the system that we're going to be doing a collection, all you need to do is just say include local collection, or include local delivery. Now, sometimes you don't necessarily know if there's a local delivery, if the local delivery is going to take place because it's in a different from a different distribution center. I would advise and then have the distribution staff on that end unticket when the client comes to pick up the cargo at the distribution center. Okay, now next up you'll see that there are these three green plus signs. What this is the different types of cargo that you can add, or rather, these are the different types of cargo that the system can charge the client by. So let's say we are moving cargo that we want to charge by weight. We can simply select there, and it will add a line here where we can then enter the information. So we want to add 5 boxes with the dimensions of 25. Okay, 25, 5, 5. Okay, those are in centimeters. So we'll see that the volumetric weight for that is about 1 kilogram. Let's say the physical weight is actually 5 kilograms, and the system will then charge accordingly. And let's say the declared value, and this is mostly useful for when you're moving cargo across borders, but we're going to fill it in anyway. Okay. Next, we say cost and route, and the system will then go and calculate the route that the cargo should take from the collection point to the delivery point. And you can just quickly have a look at that here underneath under routing. You see that the cargo is going to go from the Windhoek distribution center on the Windhoek Swakopmund route distribution center, and from there it will be delivered to the client. Next thing that the system does when you click cost and route is it calculates the charges. So let's have a look at that. You'll see this that the system automatically detected the proper rate tables to use, and it's automatically added 5 units at 55 rand and 20 cent transport cost. So if that is all set up, also that is a video. That's a video that setting up the rate tables is a video that you can go look at on our channel. But for now, you can see that the system has calculated that automatically. And that is the basics of capturing a Waybill. The last and final thing that you need to do is just to verify and receive and tell it on which floor, which distribution center you're going to be receiving that cargo at. In this case, we're going to be receiving it at Windhoek, and from there we'll be sending it on to Swakopmund, and I'll be discussing that in the next video. So now we're just going to say OK, and you'll see here on the top left that the Waybill state has now changed from quoted to on floor, and we can go have a look and see that that Waybill is now in fact on floor in Windhoek. So join me for the next video, and I'll explain how that works.